Cotton's has traveled through a century and 5 decades, like some noble ship that has sailed many seas and is still in great shape for a long voyage ahead. We have not floundered at the rocks of inertia, but have embarked on a journey to realize the legacy of our founders. Through the decades that have gone by since its founding in 1865, Cotton's has stood the test of time. If only we can attune our ears to the spirit of this place, we can hear the footfalls of the generations that have trodden this hallowed ground and gone on from here to transform the world, one Cottonian at a time, each in his unique and inimitable manner. Cotton's has forged ahead in keeping with the spirit of its motto, and its spirit of innovation keeps it at the cutting edge of progress in education. Mahatma Gandhi wisely said, "By education, I mean an all-round drawing out of the best in the child and man, body, mind, and spirit." And that is exactly what we strive to do at Cotton's, with high-quality teachers who help mold young men, imbued with intellect and skill, combined with integrity and courage. My thanks to each of them, especially the greatly supportive and proactive Vice Principal, Mr. Christopher Tambidurai. I also thank the coordinators, ISC, Mrs. Reena Bharatraj and Mrs. Neelam Patil. Senior School, Mrs. Savitri, Mrs. Shukla and Mrs. Mridul Thomas. Middle School, Ms. Yasmin Arangadan, Mr. Divyanathan and Mr. Vikas Paul. Junior 2, Mrs. Telma Komal, Mrs. Evelyn Sumana and Mrs. Susan Rao. Junior 1, Mrs. Sadhana Rajesh, Mrs. Lorraine Chan and Mrs. Sumana Dinesh. Kindergarten, Mrs. Shireen Washington, Mrs. Christine Brown and Mrs. Nanda Elizabeth. The school has been abuzz with extracurricular activities, events and projects all through the year, some of them unique for their scale and enrichment value. 120 leaders were vested with authority as captains and prefects in a solemn investiture ceremony. The principal administered the oath of office to school captain Paras Belandor, head of day scholars Arihant Sungai, and head of boarders Nikhil Varghese. The academic year was ushered in with the time-honored and awe-inspiring Holy Communion service to mark St. Peter's Day on the 29th of June. The day assumed greater significance with the inauguration of the Canon William Elphick Block to cater to the ISC students. Shri H.R. Bharadwaj, Governor of Karnataka, inaugurated the block and congratulated our school for continuing to be a beacon of excellence in the field of education.
Whenever I come to this well-managed school, I always hold my head high as Rabindranath Tagore. So I congratulate all those who have managed this function and invited me that we should build a powerful India. And powerful India can be built only when there is peace and prosperity in the society.
The Middle, Senior and ISC Prize Day had Mr. Dinesh Gundurao, Honorable Minister of State for Food and Civil Supplies and Old Cottonian, as the chief guest. Even as he reminisced his school days in Cottons, he laid emphasis on the importance of hard work to achieve success.
Whatever I am today, I think Bishop Cottons has played a huge role in my life, in my career, and in what I've become.
Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world is not broken into tiny fragments by narrow domestic walls, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high.
At the Junior School Prize Day, the play Peggy the Pint-Sized Pirate conveyed a beautifully apt message of an individual stewardship of the environment.
We promise not to litter this beautiful planet, our home. What about foreign fields? Is there time? What about all the dreams that you said was yours and mine?
The chief guest was Dr. Thimmappa Hegde, Director, Narayana Institute of Neurosciences.
You know, Gautama Buddha had said something, if one person can accomplish, it is everybody's potential to accomplish. And sir, this is what you have demonstrated. This is not something ordinarily possible at the level of a school, but it is your vision, your whole planning that you've been able to accomplish so much for this great school.
The kindergarten rhythm and rhyme time was a wonderful experience. Set to the theme of tunes and tunes, children of the kindergarten recited and sang songs based on the popular world of cartoons. At their annual day, the kindergarten students charmed the audience with their production of the Lifetime Achievement Award.
I don't blame it on the moonlight. I don't blame it on the good times. I blame it on the boogie. We will love the beach. Together. We will learn and teach. Together. Change our pace of life. You can open up your mouth and you can say, "All right, the doctors." At the doctors. You can listen to the stethoscope.
This award goes out to all the mothers here. Thank you for always being there. You are the best. We will love you always.
The chief guest, Dr. Amrita Das, was amazed with their confidence and assured performance.
What poise, what confidence, what talent we have just witnessed. In fact, when I saw these confident youngsters introducing every aspect of the program, I felt nervous.
The 9th of November 2013 saw the very best athletes of Cottons compete at the annual athletic meet for middle, senior, and ISC sections. The close contest between all 5 houses saw Thomas House emerge victors, closely followed by Elphick House.
Today we celebrate the sporting spirit, and we are all here to commend and applaud everything that happens in the course of the day.
The chief guest was Shri K.J. George, Honorable Home Minister, Government of Karnataka. The Junior School Sports Day was held on the 14th of November 2013 with Mr. Jayaka Jerome IAS, former Ambassador to Slovenia and former BDA Commissioner, gracing the occasion as chief guest. The colorful, energetic displays and the exciting races made the morning an exhilarating one. Mr. Lalrokumar Pachau, Inspector General and Director General of Police, was the chief guest at the closing ceremony. The enthusiasm and exuberance exhibited at the Kindergarten Sports Day captivated the chief guests, Mrs. Pramila Ayappa, international athlete, and Ms. Nitya Sosale, national badminton player. The outstanding athletes who won at several state and inter-school competitions include Shervil Adappa, Sachin Kumar, Shaman Tak, Ayush Savan, Varun Kumar, Kamala Kannan, Harman Singh, Daniel Matthew, Rishabh M, Lovely Leon, and Bhushan Sundaraj. In the 17th National Rowing Championship, Risha P. won the silver medal. The school basketball team were the runners-up in the IMG state-level basketball tournament organized by the Basketball Federation of India. Bhushan Sundaraj was selected to participate in the Indian basketball camp. Santosh Rishwik of Standard 8 won a bronze medal at the World Taekwondo Culture Expo competition held in Tokyo. And Somashekar, also of Standard 8, won the second place in a Taekwondo championship in Korea. Monish Kumar, Siddharth Rai, Thane Nahender, Kamala Kannan, and Nischal Baswaraj represented the state at National Swimming Championships. Mayur Bhanu won the coronet in the South Zone Junior Shooting Championship. Gagan Vinod participated in the South Zone Junior Golf Tour. Yash Aradhya of Standard 5 is one of the finest karting champions in the whole of Asia. He won the Rotax Max Asia Series held in Malaysia and will continue to compete in various venues across Asia. Moitrio is an excellent quizzer He is also a good web designer and has created a game called Biff, the Deadliest Graveyard. Namir Sadiq, a boy with excellent elocutionary cadences, won the top prize at Panorama, the festival conducted by St. Joseph's. Ved Samir Rao is also another excellent elocutionist. Dhanush Kalra was selected to take part in a FIFA World Cup advertisement. Akash Pisharodi won the Inter-School India Spell Bee. Fraternal twins Ajay and Akshay Vashisht have developed real-time software applications to integrate cameras and GPS. NCC cadet Joshua Shalom had the rare distinction of being chosen to represent Cottons at the Republic Day Parade in New Delhi. Close to 5,000 spectators witnessed the day-night inter-school Cottonian Shield cricket tournament, played in the same format as international T20 matches. The matches played under lights had the pavilions filled to capacity with gustily cheering fans and an exhilarating atmosphere complete with music. The Junior Shield was won by Frank Anthony Public School. Bishop Cotton lifted the Senior Cottonian Shield by defeating Ebenezer International School in the finals.
Attempting it, that's a boundary. Bishop Cotton High School. And Cottons is won. Cottonian Shield 2013.
The second edition of the Cottons Model United Nations was held between the 1st and the 3rd of August 2013. The chief guest was Professor Rajiv Gowda, Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. 400 delegates from 38 schools presented papers, deliberated, and debated in true United Nations style. The words of Abraham Lincoln come to mind. The philosophy of the schoolroom in one generation will be the philosophy of government in the next. Resurgence, the Commerce and Economics Fest, provides an insight into the complexity and diversity of world business scenarios. The chief guest, Dr. Aditya Sondhi, school captain, class of 1992, spoke about economic growth and the risk the world is facing today. Synchronize, the two-day Inter-School Science and IT Fest, held in October, had grueling physical and mental challenges, each enmeshed with intricate twists. The fest was inaugurated by Professor P. Vijay Kumar, Old Cottonian, and chairman of the ECE department of the Indian Institute of Science. At the Inter-School Music Fest, in excess, seasoned musicians and vocalists from schools across Bangalore competed on the 31st of October 2013. The 9th General Thimmaya Memorial Lecture was held on 16th November 2013. The keynoter was Mr. Ramesh Mangal, class of 1970, and former president of PepsiCo Asia Pacific, and currently the chairman of the Katra Group. American child rights activist Marion Wright Edelman wisely said, "Education is to improve the lives of others and leaving the community and world better than you found it." As part of our community service, on the 15th of December 2013, office bearers, prefects, and teachers visited organizations which work among the less advantaged. Time was well spent with children, older people, and those who are differently abled. On the 13th of December 2013, the Karnataka Central Diocese of the Church of South India celebrated Christmas with the extended family of all sister institutions. Right Reverend John Sadananda, the then Moderator's Commissary, emphasized the importance of Christian values and encouraged everyone to live a fruitful life. Between the 5th and 8th of January 2014, Bishop Cotton played host to the 92nd Annual Conference of the Association of Heads of Anglo-Indian Schools in India. Principals from schools across the country participated in an enlightening and motivating experience to go the extra mile in the cause of education. At the inaugural function, the chief guest was none other than the Tibetan spiritual leader, His Holiness the Dalai Lama. He captivated the audience and kept them spellbound with pearls of wisdom intermeshed with humor.
Because of democratic country, rule of law, India, I think since independence, very, very stable country. Compare Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, all these neighboring states, India is most stable. Wonderful nation. So now you, as an Indian, full of self-confidence, with that, honest, truthful, transparent, through that way, you can build India further, much more healthier way. So please keep in your mind. Thank you.
Old Cottonian and former chairman of the Unique Identification Authority of India, Mr. Nandan Nilekani, was the keynoter.
It's an enormous privilege for me to be here today and sharing the stage with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. It's also a great honor for me to address this audience. I've often spoken of the importance my school and college education has had to my life. I grew up in extremely modest circumstances. My parents prized education and they worked hard to send me to the best school they could afford, which was the Bishop Cotton Boys School. I was very fortunate to be here. I had some wonderful years at this school, including the centenary year of 1965, when President Radhakrishnan had come here, and that was a very memorable occasion for me.
The De Rosio Awards for exemplary service to school education and human enrichment was instituted by the Council for the Indian School Certificate Examinations, New Delhi, to honor and motivate people to serve the nation in a manner that clearly defines leadership in an identified sphere. This prestigious award was conferred on me at the closing ceremony of the conference by the Governor of Karnataka, Shri H.R. Bharadwaj.
The jury for the De Rosio Award, in recognition of their outstanding contribution to the field of education and human enrichment, confers the De Rosio Awards 2013 to the eminent educationist, Mr. John K. Zachariah.
are never too old to set another goal or to dream another dream, said the great thinker C.S. Lewis. The journey to graduation truly begins in kindergarten. All that is sown and nurtured in our students in their formative years of their growth from kindergarten finds fruition more than a decade later. At a heartwarming ceremony, 539 boys from standards 10 and 12 graduated on a solemn evening.
I declare my desire to stray neither to the right nor to the left, but to journey onwards with unwavering commitment to these principles. So help me God.
Paris Bellendor, school captain, was the proud recipient of the Maiden Cup and the Best All-Rounder Award for Standard 12. The Best Prefects Awards went to Arihant Sungai and Naveen Badrecha. Kirti Sudhakar and Thanadol bagged the same from the boarding section. The award for the Best All-Rounder from Standard 10 went to Uma Shankar. It was a poignant moment when Paris Bellendor handed over the mantle of responsibility to school captain designate Shiva Grover. The chief guest, Padma Bhushan Dr. B.M. Hegde, held the boys spellbound with his pragmatic and inspirational speech. The guest of honor, Lieutenant Colonel Padma Kumar Pillai, Shaurya Chakra, inspired the boys with his story of valor and courage under fire. On the same occasion, the school bade farewell to 6 committed staff members. Kindergarten teacher Mrs. Veronica Comerford, Mr. Vincent Arthur, Mr. Magimay Das, Mr. Priyadarshan, Mr. Shamrao Kulkarni, and Mr. Sauri Muttu retired after several years of loyal service. 539 candidates appeared for the ICSE and ISC examinations, and all of them were successful. Some of the most academically outstanding students in the whole country during the academic year were Cottonians. Aditya Varna Iyer, Sri Nahata, Mehul Chopra, Aman Agarwal, Pushpak Kedia, Dipayan Sinha, Arjun Jayan Nair, and Srinidhi Srinivas. In January this year, the World Research and Consulting Organization magazine rated Bishop Cotton among the 100 best educational institutions in the whole of Asia. I received this award in New Delhi on behalf of the school in January. As we celebrate the spirit of excellence, the words of George Bernard Shaw come to mind. We cannot always build the future for our children, but we can build our children for the future. We are grateful for the good things happening around us and grateful to the many people who made them happen. My warmest thanks to all our parents, especially all of you present today. I wish to thank very specially the Board of Management for its wisdom and constant support. Our spiritual mentor and chairman is the Most Reverend Dr. Daivasirvadam, moderator of the Church of South India. We are very grateful to him indeed for his blessings and guidance. It is Teachers' Day, and I wish to conclude with the words of Nikos Kazantzakis, the Greek writer and philosopher. Ideal teachers are those who use themselves as bridges over which they invite their students to cross, then having facilitated their crossing, joyfully collapse, encouraging them to create bridges of their own, nec dextrosum, nec sinistrosum.